In this video I'm going to take a look at adding a header image, and also you'll get a better idea of the responsive nature of the 2012 theme and how it kind of deals with images on different screen sizes. So I made three header images, all of different sizes. The first one is 960 by 250, which is the recommended header size by the 2012 theme. So the theme itself recommends those dimensions, 960 by 250. And I also made one header that is image resize one, which is 1500 by 250. So that one's a little bit wider. And also I made another one which is 2000 by 250, and actually 2000 is the maximum size you can enter for a header in terms of width. So I created these three files and I uploaded these files to my media library. So I've got header 1, header 2, header 3 being the largest one. Now if you want to add a header to your website, you can go to, I should say a header image to your website. You can click on header, and you can just choose a file from your computer, or you can choose an image from the media library, which is what I'm going to do since I already uploaded those three images there. And you have this option here of showing your header text with your image or not. So if you want, you can remove the header text. The header text is basically just, you go visit the site here, the blog, my WordPress blog, that's the header text. And this is called a tagline, or I guess description. Now I'm going to go to the header again, and I'm going to start with the recommended 960 by 250. That was my first header image. So here we have, this one is header 1, and this, I guess, header 2, header 3. So I'm going to choose header 1, which is 960 by 250. I'm going to set it as my header, and here we go. I don't need to crop that. You have an option to crop this, which is to actually move it to a different size, but I'm just going to skip the cropping. I'm going to publish the image as is, publish it to my header, and here you see it in my header here. And I guess I'll remove the show header text. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to save the changes. Okay, so now my header has been added to my website. Now there's a neat little website called quirktools.com, and you can see here Screenfly is one of the programs that are available on this QuirkTools website. Now what it does is it allows you to see what your website looks like on different devices. So you can see what it looks like on a phone, an iPhone 5, or you can see what it looks like on a desktop computer. So I'm going to type in the URL. That's my address right here. So mine is teacherjts.name. So I'm going to type that in there, teacher.jts.name. I'm going to click go, and this is what my website looks like on, what size is that? That's a 10-inch notebook, 1024. I can go a little bit wider, see what it looks like on a 15-inch. And you can see the 15-inch here. I'm starting to get a little bit of space here. It's not, the header's not going totally right across the page. Let me go back to the 10-inch notebook. See, on the notebook here, it's a little bit closer to the edge, but as soon as I go a little bit wider, let's go even wider to this is the actual size of my computer screen. So you can see here there's more of a space here, right? Okay, and let's see what it looks like on a mobile device. You can, let's see, is there an iPhone 5? Yeah, an iPhone 5. You can see what happens here. You can see the menu collapses, and the header looks pretty good there. Yeah. So let's go back to the desktop of 24 inches, which is really high resolution. You can see here there is a little bit of a space there, which may or may not be an issue. It depends on your kind of what you think looks good in a design. So let's try the header number 2, which is a little bit wider. And so I'm going to go to header number 2. Let's see if I should remove this one, I guess. So remove header image. I'm going to remove the header 1 image, which is 960 by 250, and save those changes. And I'm going to go to my media library. And you'll notice how there was actually a copy of the header was made from that header 1 image here. They actually made a copy and put it in the media library. So I'm going to delete this actually. Don't need it because I got rid of that header. And I'm going to use header 2. So let's go back. Header 2 has a width of 1500 pixels. So I'm going to go back to my header, and let's choose the header 2 image. So this one is header 2, and the width is 1500. Let's see if this width is enough to cover right across the screen in that high resolution. Was it 1920? Let's have a look. So I'm going to set this as the header, and you can see we're being asked to crop here. So if I need to extend this because this is actually 960 by 250. So if I want it to be wider, I'm going to have to bring it right across here, and I'll choose the crop and publish here. And now you can see I have a kind of a wider header here. And let's go to save the changes. Let's go back to ScreenFly. I'm just going to do a refresh so it refreshes. And now I'm currently, if I go to I'm on my 24-inch desktop, you can see now it actually goes pretty well, almost right across the screen. Will it still look good in a mobile device? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the iPhone 5 again. And yes, it still morphs down to a nice size in my mobile phone here. So probably 1920 is pretty well about the highest you're going to get. So I set this image at 1500, and it was pretty well enough to cover the whole width of the screen there. So I probably don't need the image that has a width of 2000 pixels, the header number 3, because header number 2 is enough to basically cover almost the most high resolution screens out there.